The Pennsylvania Association of Realtors filed a lawsuit against Pennsylvania Governor Tom Wolf. What does it mean for buyers and sellers? Tune in to Tom's Take to find out. You're definitely going to want to watch this one. So we are still under a stay-home order in Pennsylvania, and the Pennsylvania Association of Realtors last Friday filed an amicus brief supporting a lawsuit that was filed against Governor Tom Wolf, and the lawsuit is on behalf of several businesses that have been impacted by what they're calling arbitrary and unclear rules under the governor's closure order issued last month in response to the coronavirus. So specifically, what PAR is requesting, according to Hank Lerner, the Director of Law and Policy for PAR, they are specifically requesting that the governor designates real estate services as life-sustaining business, as most other states have done, specifically New Jersey, New York, California, just to name a few. Pennsylvania is one of the few states that has not named day-to-day real estate services, not the offices being open. I want to be really clear here. Day-to-day real estate services as non-essential. They go on to say in the amicus brief, the three essentials to life are food, clothing, and shelter, and the governor is preventing Pennsylvanians their ability to gain shelter. The Pennsylvania Realtors are responsible for helping people achieve the shelter, but across Pennsylvania, first-time buyers, single parents, doctors, and other emergencies workers aren't able to stay at home if they're not able to secure their new home because of these orders, according to PAR President Bill Festa, who is out of South Philadelphia. So initially what happened here is that PAR did file a request for the governor to reclassify real estate services. Again, they're not talking about the offices being open. They're not talking about gatherings of more than 10 people. They're talking about being able to show a home with the right precautions, being able to meet with someone. And we've pivoted and done virtual meetings, virtual showings. There are still people that are not going to transact because they can't see the home in person. I'm not saying it's not done. It's about the consumer's comfort level. This is all about the consumer here. So they asked for a waiver. There was some inconsistencies, according to the PAR CEO, Mike McGee, about that waiver in the marketplace and how they would have been reviewed. And the bottom line here is this. As of today, April 7th, when this video is dropping, we are still not an essential business. And I'm not saying whether it's right or wrong to do that. I've got my own opinions here. What I want to give advice to buyers and sellers, if you're someone out there that wants to go buy a home and you're in a position where your lease is coming up the end of May and you got to find something, or you already sold your home and you got to be out of there and you got to find something, and you're not happy with the way this is going, you need to contact the governor's office. You need to contact your local state representative as well as your local state senator. I'm talking about you, the consumer. This is not my opinion. This is if you want this to change. If you're a seller and you're under pressure to sell, whether maybe you've got a job relocation starting. A good friend of mine, he just had a baby, his wife's pregnant, and they're moving to Ohio for a job. So they have got to move, and it's happening at the end of May. So if you're a seller in that position, or maybe you just don't want to have the carrying cost of a vacant property, you want to sell sooner, this order from the governor is slowing down the market. And again, I'm not saying what's right, what's wrong with the virus. I'm saying if you feel that your need is essential, you need to contact your local politicians at the state level. You need to contact the governor's office, and you need to continue to put pressure to alleviate that if you feel like you fall under, hey, I've got an essential real estate need and I can't do anything right now. There's both sides of this argument. I'm not trying to get political here. What I want to give advice to is people in that position. This is the only way to get your voice heard. Reach out to the governor if you're looking to buy or sell right now. Reach out to your local state rep, your local state senator. And right now, the goal of PAR and the goal of the association is to minimize in-person services, according to their CEO, Mike McGee, wherever possible, and follow the appropriate CDC guidelines around sanitation and social distancing practices where in-person services are necessary to allow buyers and sellers to be able to attain shelter. Title companies are still operating. They've had to have some in-person interaction. They're doing settlements in parking lots. They're sanitizing their work areas. So there are parts of real estate that are essential. The challenge is for those consumers that have an immediate need and they don't want to go live with a family member, or they don't have a family member to live with, or they don't want to have to re-up their lease. This is hurting those people. So if you got a problem with it, you don't like the order, again, Pennsylvania is one of the very few states in the entire country where real estate is non-essential in terms of that day-to-day service, looking at properties, meeting with agents. The actual transactional piece of this is what we're talking about here. Reach out to your local politicians. This isn't a soapbox. I'm just telling you what to do if you're in a position where you want the market to loosen up a little bit. Obviously, you need anything, you know where to reach me. Stay safe. We'll be back next week.